open and the main water coil was closed. Now, I know that that arm shows perpendicular, but that's how this valve is here. So when they're parallel with the pipe, they're actually open. I ended up tracing that down to this right here. This controller, see, here's our controllers that Tracer's using, and I need to see if this one's getting a signal. But it's going to read a PSI value off the branch port. So we got 19 PSI. That's air handler 2 over there. So right now, I'm just feeding air handler 1 into air handler 2 just to get it going. And I got to figure out why this board is not working. All right, so the boards are powered off 24 volts. And this one should have power. Got the screen on. And then the tracer input is going to be DC. So there at 100%, we're getting 10 volts. And I'm getting nothing out of this one. All right. The tracer module, and this is our valve, I believe, but we're going to verify that. So let me show you something. On this bus right here, we've got ground, and we've got our analog output, or it looks like a universal input. But anyways, I've just got a logic voltage on that pin, 3.3. Now, let me tell you something. If you try and measure that and you end up getting 0, or sorry, this one, and you end up getting 0, you might want to make sure this screw is tight, because when the screws aren't tight, it just depends on the design of the connector, but sometimes you cannot actually be making a connection to the electrical part in there. Okay, so with nothing connected, I should get a 3.3 volt logic output. All right, so let's go and unhook this one. By the way, I'm just referenced off of ground there, which may or may not work. You got to kind of find a known good signal. For example, where are we at here? I knew that one was reading 10, so I know that my low voltage ground and my high voltage ground are shared, but that's not always the case, so keep that in mind. Now, I don't even have a reference voltage on this thing. Now, if I disconnected it over there at the controller and I didn't have a reference voltage, then this could be shorted. But right straight out of the connector, I should have something. And I've got nothing. All right, let me dig into this. Now, just to verify this circuit, I went ahead and just swapped it over here, and now you see I got 1.8. So that board is pulling this sense voltage down a bit, but let's go over there and see if we actually have 1.8 volts over here. Now I'm reading a PSI now, so yeah, we most likely do. Yeah, all right, so we're on the right circuit. All right, so I just unplugged, plugged this back in, and now look at this. Let's do it that way. Satisfy my OCD. Okay, there. So the real question is, bad connection in the board. That's why I'm flexing this connector. A little bit of corrosion, I don't know. I mean, I took the wires out. I do not know, but I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. If it's a bad connection inside, I'm of course gonna take this apart and should be able to fix that, but no, I mean, I looked at the pins in there. They look pretty good. I don't know what the deal is with that. Yeah, I can't duplicate this dropout, so I guess that's it for now. But little look at the modern day fancy stuff connected to some really old school stuff. Always makes troubleshooting controls fun. I'm getting everything back the way it was, but I'm gonna leave this here so I can quickly steal some air if I need to. But I need to make sure that I do a good job plugging this, because air leaks will cause these things to cycle a lot. So if you got a little bit of air, they start, you know, because they're trying to keep that pressure equalized. And there, you heard that one. You know, who knows? These things sit here and chatter. But I'm gonna reduce the leakage as much as possible. Now I don't have a plug because I'm far away from my van, so I'm gonna make one here. Just got a little number 6 screw.